Hi, here's how to play Budapest by George Ezra. Right hand practice, thumb plays 6, index and middle finger play strings 4 and 3, thumb then fingers, thumb moves to string 5, fingers stay where they are, and then practice that plenty, as slowly as it takes for you to play it correctly every time. It might take 440 or 400 goes, but it doesn't matter. If you're a guitar player, then you know what it's like to repeat things, get things obsessively correct. Hope you were playing along. So that's an sample of what you should be doing. As I say, play as many times as it takes to get it right, every time. Left hand, the G chord is string 6 fret 3, and the second finger or middle finger is going to play string 5 fret 2, but we need a hammer on as well. So watch the right hand, thumb plays 6, index play 4 and 3, thumb plays open 5th, and then I tap my second or middle finger down on fret 2 on the 5th string. Thumb, fingers, open, string, hammer on, and fingers again. That's the next section to practice, or next thing to practice, sorry. Thumb, fingers, open, hammer on. I like to say open string tap, even though it's normally called a slur or hammer on. It's the speed of the movement of the finger there, the speed of the finger, that gives you the sound. So another thing you could do as a separate thing is just practice tapping that string down. It's a sudden, swift movement of the finger. And it's much better to practice by waiting and tapping down quickly, tap quickly, than to try to tap rapidly. It's not the way to get the power and the clarity. The speed comes from there. Power comes from the movement of the finger. Thumb, fingers, open, hammer on. I'll play a few more times so you can play along. 2 more times. But as I say, play that as many times as it takes you to get it right. Don't speed up until you're confident. Some people recommend using a metronome. Start on a very, very slow setting and click it up 1 beat per minute at a time. Could work. I'm not sure. Jeff Berlin isn't convinced. I'm not totally convinced. But I do agree that pre-rhythmic practice is essential. Don't be thinking about playing in time at all. Just get the coordination and the order of the fingers. Because there's lots going on, coordinating these two things. And everything we're doing, it's not easy. When you get to the stage where it sounds and looks easy, well, that's great, because then you can listen to your own playing. One more thing, if you can play in time, let's assume you've done all your pre-rhythmic practice and you're up to the mark you want to be at, it's very, very useful to think about something else, or watch telly, or try to talk to somebody while you're practicing one of your little exercises. You can soon test yourself to see if you fall apart, because it's a case of having to multitask in a way, isn't it? Splitting your attention between a lot of elements. C major. Before we get to the C major, you need to play an open 5th string. Go back to the G. Here it comes. Open 5th, 4 and 3 open, and then change to C, which is string 5 fret 3, string 4 fret 2, thumb plays 5, index and middle play 4 and 3. There's no hammering on. Thumb, fingers together, thumb plays 5, index and middle play 4 and 3 still. I'm going to play a few more of those for you to play along. One more, and then off with the second finger, the third finger, and I think that second finger stays on. So you have a C major chord with, I think it's 7 times. Yeah, 7 times. And leave it, on the word leave. leave, the thumb plays an open 5th string to guide us back. It's a connecting note, or a passing note to join up and C and G. C, A, G. Without it, sounds like this. Still sounds good, but open. You can hear how it makes the bass line more interesting, and connecting it up like that is fun. You could do both. You could get rid of the hammer on the first bit. You could just alternate the thumb, or maybe not at all. My house in Budapest. Sounds great, doesn't it? Alternate the thumb. My house in Budapest. Put the hammer on. So you have yourself 3 different levels you can be going for, trying out. Back to the hammer on. Now, when I mentioned the speed of the finger, it is true, but the hammer on has got to connect at the right tempo. So if you're going slowly, 1 and 2 and hammer on, thumb, fingers, hammer on, thumb, fingers, hammer on, thumb, fingers, hammer on. So when you're up to speed, it is very, very quick, and it's almost like the thing I was mentioning that you shouldn't do. Well, you can do it, but it's preferable to practice the speed. If the hammer-on is out of time, this is what you get. Interesting, but it's not good because the rhythm is quite crisp, isn't it? Not. So watch out for that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or whatever counting method you like. First chord G. Second chord C. Remember that passing note? Chorus D. Open string 4, played by the thumb. Fingers are now playing strings 3 and 2. And that's the right hand taken care of. I'll play a few more times so you can play along. Played a couple of 1,000 times on your own. Now on with the left hand. String 3 fret 2, string 2 fret 3. Hello thumb, always creeping over. My hand is relaxed. I guess it doesn't matter. 4 times for that. Back to C. Exactly the same right and left hand fingerings in the verse. Thumb plays 5. Fingers play 4 and 3. And I'm going to put the passing note in as well before changing back to G. So what I'll do now is go from the chorus and play it a few times slowly. Get ready to start. Go. 1, 2, 3, and change now. Remember that the right hand follows the left. Open string. I'm not worrying about hammer-ons all the time. D, strings 4 and 3. 2. Open and G. I'll put the hammer-ons in now. Now I'm going to play the whole thing, that section that is, a bit quicker. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to slow right down. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. One of those was wrong, wasn't it? Even slower. I'm not going to bother with the passing note this time, or the hammer-on, but I will alternate my thumb. I'm going to play it one more time. Get ready, starting on D. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, change. change. 1, 2, 3, 4, change. Did you hear that buzz? It was because of the third finger. I didn't put it on near enough to the fret, I put it there. Just shows that people as perfect as me aren't really what we seem. Ha ha. One extra thought. I reckon that's what George Ezra probably plays. It's what I'm going to do. When I'm changing from D to C, don't worry about the last two notes being played as a D. If you lift your fingers off, it will give you time to change to C, and it actually adds interest. So here it is, trying to make it the jump from that fingering there to that one, like that. Here it is, as I said, with, out. I could make it a lot easier on myself. I could change my fingering, I could use 1 and 4. Let's try one more time so we can get rid of that squeak. Yep. That's to do with the position of the fingertips when you lift them off. If you lift off to the side, you will tend to get squeak, especially on a steel string. You have to relax your fingers momentarily before you lift them off, and you lift off at a right angle, and it takes a lot of work to eliminate all the squeaks. But back to the point I was going to make. Now, instead of leaving the fingers on the 4th repetition, take the fingers off, and then go to C. Now, without me talking, have a listen. And what I did there was I extended the idea. Thumb, fingers, open strings onto the C, and then on the 4th time, take all the fingers off, and then back to G. Up to speed. Have a listen, see what you think. Now I'll play it again. Sorry about the little stammers. It's because I'm excited. Open. Open 4 and 3 coming up there. Don't you think it's interesting that, I'm hoping you're playing along, that when you play it slowly or slower, it's not the same as one final thing. Do you notice that sometimes I release the left hand after I've plucked? I will stop pressing to get a short and detached or staccato sound. I did it on the C, didn't I? The D I didn't do it. But I did it there, didn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here it is without, as smooth as I can get. With the staccato, here it comes. So sometimes staccato is good, sometimes it isn't, just however you feel. Hope that all helped. Finally, excuse the nose rub, finally, just strum along to the thing because it's still fun. All I'm doing there is using the side of my index. Give me one more reason why I should never make a change. And play along to the track. Baby, if you hold me, then all of this will go away. And then that leads us on to the business of strumming patterns, which I'll cover another time. Oh, don't forget to like and share, especially, and subscribe as well. See you soon.